Good morning, welcome to 59 Minutes. Steve NDICHU is a gentleman who has literally been to hell and back. He has battled with alcohol addiction, he has come out winning, and he talks about it to everybody who cares to listen, to give them his lessons on what happened, and to also give hope and inspiration to those that are still battling addiction. He joins me this morning to tell us his story as well as give us some insight on matters addiction. Karibu, Steve.
Asante sana.
Glad to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's all my pleasure.
Tell me, Steve, but
Yes.
your story with addiction, in a nutshell, started when, lasted how long, and when did you finally see the light, so to speak?
Addiction is a journey. It starts mainly when you don't know yourself. So you can't say I started being an addict at this age. My life is the kawaida story. You grow up, you go to school, but within the process of living and studying, I got to a place I lost myself. And I won't say I lost myself to addiction. I started concentrating in things that don't matter. And when you're in school, there's a lot of pressure from either parents or fellow students so that you want to be somewhere that you look relevant. The relevancy of a person makes you forget what you are and you start thinking of what people want you to be. So primary school I was okay. Secondary school I started losing direction. When you get to secondary school, there's something people don't really understand. There's a freedom you get. And the freedom you get mainly either you become an addict or you become okay. Mine led me to addiction. I started fighting the people who helped me. I started looking at, when you go to secondary school, your parents or your friends look at you as an adult. And when they look at you as an adult, you want to act like an adult, but you don't know what is an adult. And what do adults do? You go out partying, you don't do what. So you want to fit in. And you find that the friends you choose are the friends that are living the life. They are boring friends, like people say. Jamaa anataka kushinda akisoma, sijui do what. So you want these people who live the party. And me, I won't say I liked partying, but I'm more outdoor than indoor. So the guys that were going out, I used to look at them as, these guys are doing well. And then you have older guys and you have younger guys. So the younger guys, I didn't see them as my clique. So I started following older guys. And the older guys that I had friends with who used to drink, who used to smoke, and they used to live the life. You see, you think that is living the life. So I did my class 8, I went to secondary school in Kinangop. I came from Kinangop. Now, when I finished secondary school, that is when I started drinking. Because now you're from school, you're not going to college. By then you have not enrolled in college, you're just at home. So you join a group of people who, that is what they do. And I started drinking. Let me just say that. It lasted long, but I would say like 15 years. My addiction had been for 15 years. Yes.
That's crazy. And some of the things that happened in there must have been quite... Let me ask you, what do you think, if you can remember an incident, is the most, heartbreaking thing that ever happened to you with Pombe?
There are many. The stories that you have are horrific. There's a time I used to drink. You become a drunkard, pole. You don't know you're becoming a drunkard. I used to drink so much, one day I collapsed. No, I didn't fall at ile unastaga unaanguka. I collapsed. I sat on a stool in the morning after a night of drinking. I had a very bad hangover. I sat on a stool and I fell. I hit a rock and as you can see, I have a scar here. My head cracked.
Wow.
Yes. So I fall, I start foaming, I am bleeding. The people you are with, because
that's very, I don't know what to tell you. I have a cousin who died just that way. Fell off a stool on his 40th birthday, hit a stone and died. Too.
I don't know. It is sad. It is sad. So I wake up in the hospital. I have stitches. The doctors are telling me, I can overhear them because I can't talk. They're telling my mom, this guy, we have to remove the alcohol in him so that we can stitch him up. They have not stitched me up then. Blood is flowing because now it's not clotting. You know, when you're in alcohol, the blood doesn't clot, it is light. So they're telling him, we do sugar. We first do, now they're putting a towel on my head, they're doing sugar so that the alcohol levels can come down. So I get stitched up, I go home, I stay for like a week or two, I go back to the same.
Yeah.
Because now you know, I don't know what I don't know how you can explain addiction. Addiction is like a jail you're in. You get out, you come back. And then you get to a place, I told a story sometime, you get to a place you no longer about your life. Because you're frustrated, you're tired.
And you know it's wrong.
You are lonely.
And you're tired of hearing.
Questioning you.
Yeah.
So
your own conscience has questioned you enough times.
And as I always, when I talk to them, addicts know their problem. Addicts know their problem. They tell you they don't know why they drink.
Is there an actual why? Or does it get to a point where now you just, maybe you started, because you know some people, they start off just
experimental
parties, once a week, and then you move to days.
Most people start like that, as you're saying it.
Yeah.
They start as parties at what. And then cycle of drinking, because of being questioned by a certain person, because being told of whatever they are doing, some things that happened in their past come back to them. Okay? There are people who fall into addiction as a party, as a what, and then they get abused in their addiction, in their drinking. So when, let's say, a lady or a guy gets abused during their drinking, they no longer see the drinking, whatever happened that night. Okay? Some of the addicts I know, some of them got abused when they were young. So it's like coming back. You know, it's like they think they are making these people suffer. So you drink thinking you're making people suffer, but at the end of the day, you are the one who's suffering.
True.
Because maybe the person, let's say, if it's your parents who didn't be in your life, you know, like people who have been raised by single mothers, single fathers.
Yeah. I have a long list of historical injustices.
Very many. That's why most addicts are very many intelligent people are addicts.
Yeah.
Because, and you know, addicts don't just become addicted because they want to drink. It's something that happens in their. It's either you digress or you want to impress. In the process, and I say, addiction is a whole. It starts off, like I said, experimental, you talk to guys, hang out. You're digging like a hole. The hole gets deeper as you go. Now there's a time you get to a place in the hole, you can no longer get out of the hole. What will you do? You see, the way out is dying. And you don't die because of alcohol. Maybe circumstances that led to it are not the alcohol. It is the drinking. You drank and then you fell. You see, like you're saying your cousin fell. It's not the alcohol that killed him. It is the action that happened when he was drunk.
Yeah, it's very sad. Eh? How long have you been sober now, Steve?
This is the 4th year.
This is the 4th year.
Yes.
Has it been difficult staying sober? Because, some say, well, I've tried to quit,
That is what I've never understood.
And I'm trying. But
there's something I've never understood. When you decide to stop drinking and you seek help, there's kuna ile ya sisi ujiambia ati this week sitakunywa, or you don't drink because you don't have the money. That is not stopping drinking. Most of the times, as I was told, you need to talk to people, not fellow addicts. Because the problem with us, from a person who's just like you, okay? You go to a fellow addict who has stopped for a week, you decide you too, now we will not drink this week. What happens when this guy goes back to the drink?
In arrears.
You're left alone, and then you ask yourself, what am I doing alone? The human beings are social animals. There's, in your addiction, you form a group of friends that are like you, okay? With people we are similar to. So what happens when you become sober? That is the question you're asking, how has it been? It's been hard, because you need now to start selecting another group of friends.
And some even fade away naturally, just because, you know, the point of departure
You no longer
is the drink now. There's no drink.
And then
so
people don't like to be related with a drunkard. People don't like to relate with drunkards. People who are abusing drugs, people don't like relations with a clique of. So when you come from addiction and become sober, you need to start now sorting yourself out. It starts with you. You start sorting yourself out. Finding new friends, finding a place to stand. That is where the problem is. I won't say my journey, but luckily, I had a very strong support system when I left addiction.
I hear you.
Family, I have a wife, I have kids. Those are the first people that received me when I came from addiction. Most people lose that when they get it. So when you come from addiction, you are alone. You had a family. Now you are alone and you are sober. Now you try to form another relationship. It is hard.
Inakuwa ngumu sana.
Kuna behavior ulikuwa umezoea there's a way you used to act when you were high. Now you need to revert this.
I hear you. What's been the changes you have seen in your new life post-addiction?
I can account 4 years. I can account for 4 years. The 15 I used to be an addict, I cannot tell you what happened. I lost, let's say, my 20s. All of my 20s. All of them. I cannot account for 20 years. For my 20s, not 20 years, for 10 years. I can't.
Ulikuwa busy kwa sherehe.
I wasn't busy. You can't say you are busy. Jumping sherehe.
Inataka time.
My friend, that thing consumes a lot of you. I lost a lot of energy. Let me say that. I lost health. Let me tell you the things people lose. You lose the most important things in addiction. You don't have faith. You don't have patience. You don't have anything.
Yeah.
You wake up, you move. Like you ask somebody, an addict, where are you going? Wacha nifike hivi. No, where is kufika hivi? And then the sad, you find like, I was an addict with a family, let me tell you. Your family was a lot.
I can imagine. Your kids saw this?
Yeah. Now, let me tell you a story. I have a daughter and a son. Was born when I was an addict. Okay? My son knows I have a father, but no relation for 9 years, 10 years. Not like I don't come home. I come home. But I can't tell you what he likes, what he doesn't like. You are just there.
Oh.
Then you ask yourself,
you don't have time to, how do I put it, to enjoy the day-to-day living. Yeah. Even simple things like taking a shower.
No, that is the problem.
Enjoying a shower.
I don't know why addicts don't like water. Basic. You no longer like water. You no longer like sitting down and thinking. You don't. I know. Yeah? You move around haphazardly.
You don't. I was telling some guys, you can go to Mombasa and you never enjoyed the ocean. Yes.
Like now,
you can go to a nice mountain and you never saw the view.
You go out for a camping, like you're saying, you go to Mombasa. But the whole trip to Mombasa, you're high.
Yeah, you didn't ever step anywhere. You didn't take time to enjoy anything.
You find guys are by planes in airports.
Yeah.
And you're going for an interview. You go to an interview, you're high. People are like, why did you even come? I look up to my dad very much. My dad used to tell me things and I used to say, oh, mzee anapenda kupiga makelele. You just wake up, you go and drink. There's no form of respect in your life. You don't respect yourself. So why do you expect people to respect you? Why? To respect you if you don't respect yourself. You see? And is a family disease, like they say. It becomes a family
Everyone
disease.
is in it.
Because everybody becomes an addict because you're an addict. Your parents, your wife, your children, they look like they're high. They're looking for you, either looking after you, And that is the problem now in society. Let me put it that way. People have, you as an addict are making them live your life because they are worried. They are worried. You are a father I'm telling you, I have 2 children. My dad already raised me and got me to a level now I can get a family. Now he comes back and puts on my shoes because now if I'm not there, where will my wife and kids get there? So he has to step in and do what I'm supposed to do, which is bad.
Very true.
Your wife becomes the husband now. You become like the kid. The kid becomes a father to look after the other side.
Hata anaambiwa usifunge mlango dadi bado ako nje.
The kid waits for you.
Yeah. They're supposed to do
Children
for a parent,
Children are growing up
when
they are still kids. That's why you find there are people who children are getting pregnant. Let me just say children. Because a kid at the age of 11, being pregnant is a kid.
It's a child.
You find women walking around town carrying kids, looking for bread, but the husbands are there. Wako huko nje. Ati mwanaume ali grow up. That is not growing up. Freedom. Freedom is expensive. I paid a very big price for it. I did. Getting out of addiction is, it's like getting, and it is hard. Let me just say it's not comfortable and it's hard.
Yeah. I want to come back when you're in addiction, but I want to take a quick break first and come back after these messages. We're speaking to NDICHU. We'll be right back.
Pastor.
Ngeba kou sotet kele kakiba korikab biik. Kun maybe akot ko korikab biik chetenen ane. Ko nekit makenyoru kotinye sotet.